Since 2013, the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the GAA have provided co-funding for developmental projects and initiatives in GAA clubs and units across Asia, Australasia, Canada, Europe, the Middle East, Africa and South America. This short presentation aims to provide you with more information about the Global Games Development Fund and details about how you and your club can apply for funding. So what is the Global Games Development Fund? The Global Games Development Fund is an annual fund that aims to provide financial support to developmental projects and initiatives undertaken by GAA clubs and international units in countries other than the UK and US. The fund is co-funded by the Department of Foreign Affairs Emigrant Support Programme and the GAA. In November every year, the GAA issue an open call seeking applications for funding from clubs and units that intend to run a developmental project or initiative during the following calendar year. The fund provides funding specifically for projects and initiatives that increase or improve opportunities for the Irish diaspora and other communities abroad to play Gaelic games. Through the provision of financial assistance, it is the aim of the fund to support the Irish diaspora and strengthen Irish networks and Irish identity internationally. For 2016, approximately €180,000 has been earmarked to support projects under the fund. This reflects an equal contribution of €90,000 by both the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the GAA. It is important to note that as a general rule, the maximum funding available for a single project is €12,000, and project teams will be required to cover a minimum of 5% of the overall project cost in order to ensure sustainability. What type of projects receive funding? Well, the projects that receive funding must be of a developmental nature and provide opportunities for children, youths and adults to learn and play Gaelic games. In addition to providing games opportunities, the projects must contain a strategy for enhancing the sustainability of the activity. Furthermore, details should be provided on how the project will encourage closer links between Irish communities abroad and Ireland. Over the past 3 years, more than 60 projects have received funding through the Global Games Development Fund. The projects are varied and reflect the needs of the Irish diaspora and GAA in a particular area or region. Some projects are one-off events, others have activities lasting the course of a year. All have been truly inspirational and beneficial. For greater insight into some of these projects, please see the 2014 GAA International Report, which is available on the international section of gaa.ie. So how can your club apply? In order to apply, a club must complete a standard application form. This can be found online on gaa.ie and is also available through the Secretary or Development Officer of your international unit. As part of the application process, details must be provided on the club and also identify a contact person and an outline of the project itself. The club must also provide a detailed description of the project, including the type of activities that will be undertaken, when they will be undertaken, who will run the activities, and who will benefit from the project. Furthermore, details of the estimated budget must also be provided. The application form is the primary basis by which the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the GAA will make an assessment and decide to award a grant or not. Therefore, it is important to complete all required sections of the form. In preparation for completing the application form, all clubs are advised to contact the board of the relevant international unit, and an officer will be appointed to provide you with support and advice on the process. The deadline for submitting the application form is Friday, 11th of December 2015. How are the applications assessed? The applications are assessed on the basis of the following criteria. Firstly, the quality of the proposed activities. Secondly, the sustainability of the proposed activities. Thirdly, the coherence of the project from a promotional perspective. Finally, it will be assessed on the basis of its relevance to the objectives of the GAA's Grassroots to National programme, as well as the objectives of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade's Emigrant Support programme. Applications will be assessed in the first instance by an appointed officer or officers of the international unit. The original application and the assessment by the unit will then jointly be considered by the GAA in Croke Park and the Irish Abroad unit in the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. As part of the assessment of the Irish Abroad unit, views of the relevant Irish embassy or consulate will be sought. Clarifications may be sought at any stage in relation to the application. It is intended that the assessment process will be completed by February 2016, and all applicants will be contacted and advised of the outcome of the assessment at this point. It is important to note that if a club is successful in its application, it must undertake to adhere to the following conditions: identify a contact person for the project, complete a mid-year status update, complete an end-of-year financial report, complete an end-of-year narrative report, use the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and GAA logos on all promotional material. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the GAA welcome all applications. The process for applying for funding is very straightforward, and the outcome is incredibly worthwhile. If your club is interested in applying or requires any further information, please contact the board of your relevant international unit in the first instance. Remember, the deadline for submitting the application form is Friday, 11th of December 2015.